Good morning, everyone. My name is Ojo, and I'm a poet who has been commissioned to read some of my poems for the Gabofest Festival. And the title of the first poem is called Chromosomes. These poems aren't mine per se. They are my mother's. My mother's mothers. They're the battles of the woman who has been told again and again that her body is an empire of pain and silence. They are the battles of the woman who suffered at the hands of my father, whom she adored, and who somehow loses his temper and moral sense. They are the battles of the woman walking barefooted over cassava fields with yam stems in her hand. I wish I wasn't tired of her sadness. A door flung open with weak tea in the stem, synapses of pretty chimera. The truth is, I live too close to the surface of my mother's body, a ghost in a colored shed, to see all the names a body can carry. My mother appears in my dreams, in a satin jacket. She becomes a flood, swallows my father, and calls it freedom. The title of the second poem is called It Is Time to Go Home. I'm afraid of the history I come from. I'm afraid of my failing tongue. I misplaced the rivers I was bathed in. As a child, my dreams, the sky, my gratitude. I forgot about the cities, the favelas, the plains that reminded me of another home, where I was a lone survivor. I was born backward with each syllable of my mother tongue mispronounced in horulation. I'm 26 and I have no love experience. I didn't love my country even though everyone tells me to be grateful for what stays formless in other languages, contains all the verb to make my body a bother. Make, pulling my missing names into a yellow morning, where I claw for the too long born scars stripped down my mirrored face. Imagine I was given a wound I feel at the edge of my tongue. There are no rhyme between an ocean and a voice that translates as a single word for drowning. As those. Single word for drowning, sorry. In a song lyric, for all the water in my mirrored throat, I cannot sleep. I cannot rest. I'm drowning as those who could afford to live all over the world, oiled in the perfume of something burning. Home. A slave for silence, a river to cross. There will be nowhere to walk if the natural prayer of a swimmer is hope or hunger. I'm certain we are all looking for vision in a world we have made with the dangling string. A hand bends and bends again, seaward, a distant sky. It is not my fault I found my ancestors at the bar, their ghosts at least. The third poem is titled Surveillance Camera. The doctor says my mother is suffering from retrograde amnesia, and it will take long, if not 8 years or more, for her to kiss the nape of any hunger. I press my hands against her body and listen to the war on television. A child's love is butter and milk, tooted worry and tooted grief. I want to believe in rebirth, that what comes from loss is a form of fibrous light, partitioned into many rays. My mother is a poem, liable to come apart, if touched without a heart. Can I give her today since she has lost hold of yesterday? What is memory if not the proper noun, for a woman caught stealing into her own body. I give my mother a new day and a spark. Tell her to sift through boxes of photos and old videos and be ready to weave the welcome sphere of a body still empty with another inside. It's uncanny how much she no longer cares about a fish flick pond. She talks to herself like a witness, the stillness of mats on a vase of tulips, the shame of beds without seed. A book lies nearby in a room filled with dust that light brings. Picture this. Think of a keyboard in a forgotten earth in August, where someone presses the delete button. And when I thought about the petals of a dead magnolia blossom, I knew I wanted them to mean nothing and suggest everything, that we must make meaning to survive. How it feels to stand outside a house, fallen off this umber world. I look at my mother and see a door where things go to lose their names. Either way, history does not end in borders, and I understand when people say you don't miss what you don't know. They mean there is no environmentally safe way to remember. The title of my fourth poem is called Hereditary Blues. For some years now, you lay out your blue-coated pills and thank them for their test spots. The dilating seas that neatly occupy your bed with a living dream. The sky today is made of your lover's breath. You realize your love for him is like a city on fire, mother of all balm, and each growing desire is a wing shaped by time. You dream of homeland only in your poems. This is always what you wanted, to hold your breath when no one else would. All day you watch for the mail, lost in the reverie for some news from a distant place. You are an unhappy thing, a grey country quietly waiting for the catastrophe of its own beauty. Haven't you traveled enough to end the tour, to be lost in a suspension of time? It may be the coldest month of the year, and you are an odd spot of calm, misled by want. How your imprecise side stayed up to watch the sun eat the moon. This morning you woke up to snow and skies of laughter, not enough. The title of my fifth poem is called What It Means to Be Here. Today I'm gasping for a cup of coffee. Today I'm forfeiting the past, my dreams, the toys, and the many doors I've opened with my hand. Today I remember there are things I don't want to know, the mistakes I can bear to live with. Today I can't sleep. Wolves keep appearing at every turn of my life. Today I want to give up, to let go of what binds life to my bloodstreams. Today I clasp my hands above my breast and yearn for love in the customary way. Today I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Today I am in a good mood about being black. Today I mispronounce time. Today I want to shiver so little in the light. Today I wear the mouth of a gazelle. Today I hear the buzz of wasps trapped between the epithelial tissue of a window. Today I bury my mother in my poor heart. a light thread lost in the shallows of sternum and blood vessels. Today I want to be the last person touching someone. Today I am the translator of my own resistance. Today I am the firewood, the testament, and every whips of hunger and pollen. Today I invent words. Today I invent language. Today I answer to my name. My sixth poem is titled Ode to a Crow Country. It was written for Lekki Massacre and the NSAS victims. Like most people in my country, I'm tired of people in badges taking others' lives. And the Lord knows I have been called by what I look like, more than I've been called by what I actually am. To belong to a country is to call it an ocean of deathbeds. I don't truly know freedom, the math of hidden fear. Listen, the mention of brutality is worse than the flailing itself. Maybe peace is movement. Lord, believe me, I have tried, but the death of violence is still there. I see my fellow compatriots burning, their face and nose calling into black paper. Folks of truth and sweat. We sit in a stone country and sorrow, between bruise and olive branches. Every song here is either a flower or a feast. There is no number in my phone to call. Look, this whole landscape, there is no home. My seventh poem is titled Mother. My trip to a foreign land has failed me, and I can't breathe. After the 39 dead bodies found in SS truck container, my eyes are veiled with garlic skin. I make a list of things I mourn for before their arrival. Sunlight, rain, and 1,000 strokes of down refusing to settle into sky. My words are improvised by the desire to stay and flee an invented storm. How sad it is to have a hand that holds no good season. My sister only took that leave because a white man asked her to, and when life tipped, all we found was a lady's thumb and a mouth with no words but regrets. I know we don't make sense here. All she wanted, ways in which she lived and lived. Some say greener pastures, which is a word that thirsts strange, like sunsets blistering with daffodils. I don't know why grief is a vice that ends with me, but my mouth is full and full with whatever it means to be average and hungry. In Vietnam, every departure is a wolf wail that taunts me to scratch at the tracks of birds that forgot their tongue. My eighth poem is titled Autumn Leaves. It is early and I found that I can keep joy to myself. How else to start a new year? I want to say how else to begin in a strange land. I'm the hero of this poem, the one who leans into the night and chants how heavy the world weighs on my slouching shoulders. Smoking the last navy cut, when I think of my mother, a black thread twisted around my neck. How is it I didn't spend my entire life fixing my wings? My grief eviscerates my body, breaking it into two. Like rain, my stomach is full with the excesses of living and staying. Doesn't matter what we call it in, the safety of shadows, and how the ocean is a safe place to begin. Home is a ripe avocado on my tongue. Sometimes darkness offers you light. I can't afford to think like the moon. Every bone and muscle has known us. Thou ghost in the air. There are so many bullets in the air. Think of the fishermen testing the river Niger as it swells grey in the morning, before burning their image into the sky like smoke. A TV switched off. Forgive me, I can't repair my beginning. A body hanging by a floss of light in a bevel world without a plan. I be popping rainstorm on my window. I gather the tender branches of a tree into a slender black bowl, made of blood with the smell of love in a distant memory. Is it a duty to be so perfect? Who am I to judge what a person needs? The warm tang of sweet croissant in my mouth. I watch the sky, grey as granite, and I admit there is breath in the margins like the butterfly wind, blooming by the roadside, beyond the rumble of the overpast. My last poem is titled Narrow Memories. Enter my room. There is something divine about happiness crowned with holes. What does it mean to flinch at a word like passing? Today I return to all the domestic names for sadness. Today I put my hands into a house full of butterflies. In this dream, joy is a form of orgasm. And I choose between water and fire. Water. I mean to say there is a name for what grows inside of me when I open my mouth at odd hours. I usually mean I'm bleeding. The word fire is better as a verb than as a noun. I have seen my father beaming after a lifetime of loss. It is July, and there is no harmony here. What does it even mean to write a joyful poem? It means all the joy in life comes from giving to others, and all misery from only thinking of yourself. I put life up to my lips and drink. A flock of sparrows with darkness lurking around my ears. What did I know? What can I say? I return to the sea again, as I often do, and look back on an old friend, yearning for others. My last poem for this section is titled Every Saturday. It will be the last poem I'll be reading for the Gabofest Festival. My mother talks about God like he was folded into her body, very gently, like sifted icing sugar in beaten egg whites. She sings a melody in Yoruba, a body painted in holy magic and honey, a voice quivering with feelings, a kind of light that spreads from her, and everything in the world changes colors. My fears, a flash of night inside a losing fist. There is no higher power than this, a woman's voice, tall and beautiful, made up of tools, papers, screws, and sandwiches. All space is occupied. My heartbeat, the small mass of milky sweat, my feet, the gaze, lovely and lovely. My mother assembles the prosperity of my tongue, and times become a stiletto knife, a baptism from the inside, and I write an orange morning, beautiful as a homely will leave behind for generations to come. Thank you. This is the end of my poetry reading for the Gabo Festival, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to read some of my poems for this program. Thank you very much. Bye.